So when it comes to Johnny Depp and AH, conversations about them inevitably return to past relationships. This makes sense too, because while we may have certain people out there spinning the past, telling us what's out there, and I mean there's some crazy ideas of what's supposedly out there, the reality is that the best predictor of future behavior is relevant past behavior. Now, with regard to Johnny Depp and AH, I mean, there's a fascinating contrast with one side of that having sterling relationships that people can't seem to tear down, and on the other, you need media spin to make this stuff look right. Now, in the case of Johnny Depp, you have people like Winona Ryder going on record talking about how, hey, I don't know the person that you're talking about these days. This stuff, while I'm not there, seems like an absolute fabrication. His ex takes it further, calling this stuff false claims, saying, hey, I've been aware of this stuff for 4 years now, and this is unlike the true Johnny that I've known. From my personal experience over many years, he has never been any of these things toward me. I've seen these outrageous statements have been really distressing too, and have also caused damage to his career because unfortunately, people have gone on believing these, there you have it, false statements. Even AH's own private investigator came out and said, hey, with regard to that guy over there, I couldn't find anything. In fact, all of the testimony that I'm finding about him, it's quite the opposite from what AH says. Now, as far as the other side of that's concerned, that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the 2009 Seattle-Tacoma International Airport incident, the arrests that happened, and then the release, and what exactly was there versus the media spin. I also want to talk about the stuff with Elon Musk, and the conjecture with it. Not saying that it happened, but, So hey there. So today we return to that wonderful world of Johnny Depp coverage. But before we begin that, let me say this, and I will say it in every video. I hope you and yours are doing fabulous in this time of uncertainty. But if you're not, if you can't find basic goods, basic necessities, like say baby formula, toilet paper, canned goods, or bread, make sure that you ask for help. That includes myself. You can ask. I will try to help you out there because you know what? I cannot live in a world where people out there who are all in this together can't come up with bread. I mean, there is something inherently wrong with that. And from my family to your family, we're all in this together. So like I said at the beginning of the video, the past is a great predictor for the future. And well, when it comes to a certain person's past, they have a very, very interesting declaration. We're going to go through it, but a fascinating thing in here is it talks about a 2009 arrest. And can you imagine if this was applied to Johnny Depp? How exactly it would come up? So AH's well-documented history and prior arrest for, I'm just going to call this DV. was arrested in Seattle-Tacoma International Airport in 2009 after police officers observed her committing DV against her then-wife. AH's wife asked police to arrest AH. There's a big statement in that. The King County prosecutor declined to charge AH only because neither she nor the victim were residents of King County, Washington, but not before AH spent a night in jail and appeared before a judge in court. AH lied about this DV incident under oath, saying, quote-unquote, it was a trumped-up charge and it was dropped immediately for being such. AH also subsequently tried to minimize this arrest for DV in the media, claiming that police officers were ists and they were phobes, as always there, right? In fact, the arresting officer was a female, self-described lesbian activist who had publicly disputed AH's claims about the circumstances of her arrest. Now, what I find amazing in that is the fact that the mainstream media, they are totally down with that narrative, saying, yeah, rock on, AH, rock on. We know those people are monsters. Here, for example, is a 2016 article from The Hollywood Reporter, quoted quite a bit of the time. And you have to remember, in 2016, Johnny Depp, anything that came out about him, he was an absolute monster, versus something like this, which is basically just a press release saying, hey, you know what? That person connected to AH, yeah, there actually was hints of IST attitudes toward us, which later appeared to be phobic when they found out we were domestic partners and not just friends. Easy way to write the incident off, and it comes up all the time in the media. Now, there's an interesting counter to that from the arresting officer we'll look at in just a moment, but this is the other article that was linked to the declaration. It's from TMZ, talking about the arrest for DV against girlfriend. You can see this covered AH, who claims that she was a victim of DV by husband Johnny Depp, was arrested herself for DV against her then domestic partner, TMZ has learned. According to law enforcement sources and documents, Amber and Tasha Van Ree got in an argument in September 14, 2009, Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. Amber allegedly grabbed and struck her in the arm, which upset her and triggered the arrest. Amber was arrested and booked for a misdemeanor DV. Her mugshot was taken and she appeared in court the following day. Now, I want to play you this minute-long audio recording, and the reason for that is simple. You can hear the case being dismissed not because people are ists or phobes, but because these folks, they're from California, and well, that's not where they're at there. You could have been pressed for another 2 years for statute of limitations, but that was declined. But still, I mean, think about this from a Johnny Depp, but also from a you or I standpoint. What would have happened there when?
This is the state of Washington versus Amber Van Ree, cause number CPS 013529. Stephanie Sato on behalf of the state. Ms. Van Ree is present in custody with counsel, and I didn't catch your name.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Michelle Shaw, and I apologize. I walked out of the courtroom, Your Honor.
The state is declining to file charges at this time.
Okay, what that means, ma'am, is no charges will be filed against you today. However, that could happen in the future. Therefore, we want to make sure we have your correct address. Sycamore Avenue in Los Angeles, right?
Yes.
So you're notified by me if anything happens within the statute of limitations. Statute of limitations on a case like this is 2 years. So make sure that if your address changes that you notify the court. Otherwise, it could result in warrants, and that would be a DV case, and that can have cross-state implications. So because you're in California, it wouldn't provide you any relief from the DV designation.
Yes, Your Honor.
Any questions about that?
No, Your Honor.
Free to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Interesting how that doesn't fit with the spin. And like I said, if this stuff had come up about Johnny Depp, how do you think that would have been reported? Do you think all these sources out there would have been saying ist or phobe? Or do you think these sources might have said, well, he technically got off the hook, but? Now, the other article that is attached there, it openly demolishes this narrative of ist and phobe because the arresting officer, they were openly gay and a female. Wow. So, the cop who detained AH for alleged DV at Seattle's main airport in 2009 is laughing at claims that misogyny and phobia fueled the arrest. Retired officer Beverly Leonard identified herself on Facebook Thursday as the Port of Seattle cop who took AH into custody when the actress allegedly got physical with ex-girlfriend Tasha Van Ree in front of her. Leonard confirmed she is not only a woman, but also gay. I'm not sure who of you leaked the TMZ, my pick, but I want to personally thank you for setting the record straight. Pun intended. Oh, record straight. I'm also not phobic or ist. The arrest was made because an assault occurred. I witnessed it, and the parties were in domestic relationship. P.S. If you got paid, I want a cut. Now, recently, you had the resurfacings of pictures from Elon Musk, where he appears to have a black eye in a picture, and people have been asking, hey, is it because of that person beside you? Now, for myself, I don't give that conjecture much thought at all. Just push it off because it is or it isn't. We will have no idea unless Elon Musk or AH actually comes out and tells us about it. It did make other people start talking about Elon Musk and AH, however, and then you had that bombshell dropped, these pictures that are behind the scenes showcasing that relationship that supposedly started in 2017. Yeah, it looks like it started a long time before that. Now, myself, in no way, shape, or form trying to equate DV with infidelity, but it is fascinating to me that you have Elon Musk involved. Also have the stuff with James Franco involved, in which James Franco, he came out and said, yeah, I want that to be private. You have other accusations that are behind the scenes that are supposed to be coming out. You're supposed to also have testimony about AH and other relationships. It's fascinating to see this layout versus the layout we've seen about Johnny Depp so far, and to say, yeah, you know what? That narrative, it absolutely doesn't add up. To close, I want to say thank you for showing up. Thank you for participating. You make these endeavors possible. Without you, none of this stuff works. I don't want to monopolize your time either, but I do want to thank you for it. And I also want to say, if you like this content, you want to sub to the channel, want to share videos, you know that drill by now. And since this platform doesn't give any of this love, maybe if you want to check out the links, that would definitely help too. But regardless, thank you for being here. I do appreciate you. And yeah, we'll be doing this again soon.